and mustard sway. Friends in chaos every morn at the Manor. We are reborn. Grab your mug, let's hit the day with Lukan.
Good morning. Welcome to Coffee at the Manor, the bestest place to startest your day with all the news, reviews, and things you never knew you needed to know. In the news today, we've got a Florida woman flinging some food at people. We've got a Florida woman flinging food at some people. In fact, it's pretty difficult, it seems, to go to Florida and not have some food flung at you. So do stay tuned for that. Also, can you spot the difference between news and fake news? Well, you will find out hopefully today as we take the fake news test right here in this morning's episode of Coffee at the Manor. Hello, good morning. Well done. You've made it to Friday again. That is either a bad habit or a good way of living. Good job to you. Well done. How are you? Yes, it is Friday, the 7th of March. Yes, indeed. And we've got some interesting news for you people in the world. Yes, indeed. Oh, let's have a quick hello back to JG there. Hello, JG. Good morning to you. I hope you are well. So, yes, it's an interesting one in the news. I'm taking a bit of a stroll. I've even got one which I'm not quite sure what to tell you about one of the stories. I may or may not do it because it might make you very angry before the weekend. You can't piss people off on Fridays, you know. It's against the law. Good morning to you, Lady Venus. I hope you are well. I'm trying to speak a bit more into the microphone. I've noticed I sort of do it about over there and you can't hear me. So I'm trying to be a bit more micy, phony savvy. So I might hold it for a minute. It might look a bit strange, but hey, there we go. So I hope you are well. Now let's have a little look at some news, shall we? We're going to float over to one of my favorite places to be, which is thesmokinggun.com. The only place you need to go for your news a lot of the time. And in fact, these guys usually put it out quite often. They have the stories first, which I really like. Well done there. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's pop over to this little one here, and maybe if I'd share the screen, that would be even better. Let's go. Oh, hold on a second. Let me just do that and that and that, and here we are. Good morning. Good morning to you. Here we are. So I'm going to start it off with this Florida lady who, yes, she did sort of a Montana Mills level piece of crime. Let me tell you a bit more. Now, woman mistakenly texts cop, not her dealer. Whoops. I do believe that is a mistake. Mixed up results in Floridian's felony bust. Oh dear, felony count too. So January 9th, before heading off to drug rehab on New Year's Eve. Well, some people go watch fireworks. You know, why not get a rehab? But Octavia Wells, allegedly decided to score some narcotics for the road. I mean, really, you know, if you're going to, what else do you need on the way? You know, popcorn, a few snacks for the car, you know, a few grams of fentanyl, whatever it was. So the 41-year-old Floridian texted her dealer that she had $45 to spend and wanted to buy a couple of points of the F-word stuff. Which is drug speak for the 1/10 of a gram increment point the narcotic is sold in. Well, there you go. We've all learned something there. In her text, Wells identifies herself as Octavia, gives a real name, good job, and arranged the transaction. After Wells, seen here, is looking delightfully genius. Although I love the two bunch thing on the head like that. I think that's really cool. Anyway, after Wells, she drove to meet her dealer at Tom Thumb convenience store, plug for Tom Thumb, whatever that is. Is that good? Tom Thumb in Panama City. She was confronted by police and arrested. It was then Wells realized she'd mistakenly contacted a cop, not a criminal. Great job. Yes. Yeah, she had. The thing is, what was she doing with a pig's, with a policeman's phone number in her phone anyway? That's slightly bizarre, isn't it? But anyway, there is a slightly good reason for it. Wells had been texting with Stephen Pettyjohn, an investigator with the Bay County Sheriff's Office, who is known as PJ. Wells had saved the cop's number under his initials. After a phone call with a previous interaction. The prior interaction was the Sheriff's Special Investigations Division, which handles drug-related probes. So she didn't just go, with the guy on the beats, the sort of the one that's walking the streets doing the thing. She went to a proper one. If you're going to mess it up, you want to mess it up this much, don't you? Really. Let's see. Which handles drug probes? Pettyjohn is pictured below. There he is. Is Pettyjohn. Delightful. You can't see it. There he is. So Wells told cops that Pettyjohn's initials were similar to the drug dealers. Of course, the mix-up. And there you go. Yes, she was. Where was she going? She subsequently released from custody in $5,000 bond and scheduled for January 30 arraignment. While else on a pre-trial release. There we go. Oh, she's got to not consume alcohol and submit to random urinalysis tests. Wee tests. There you go. Delightful. Now, it did appear as I was going through the news around these things that there was a few people from a particular place, Florida, and each of these people had then a particular story to tell involving some sort of vegetable-based thing. Let's pop over quickly to the one that first piqued my interest is from yesterday. This Florida woman, 51. Yeah, cheers. Again, as I say, if they're over 40, would it not be to say over 40 lady or something like that? 51. Thank you very much. A Florida woman has been charged with domestic battery after throwing a watermelon at her boyfriend, and that's quite hefty fruit. If you're going to throw an apple, okay, probably good for that's probably very good for aim, isn't it? You probably the accuracy of an apple. It's probably quite good. Accuracy of a watermelon, not so good. But the damage level, that's a good 100 damage, isn't it? Yeah. Aim 200 damage. That's a pretty good fruit to nail someone with. And we're going somewhere with this. So there she was. She got arrested. She told cops she threw the watermelon only out of frustration. But denied tossing it in her beau's direction. So there she was. She was throwing her fruit around. But you don't really seem to get in a great deal of trouble for throwing a watermelon. What about if it's a slightly different thing? How much trouble do you get in for throwing different foods? Well, there must be some sort of metric. Well, don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, isn't it though? One hell of an arm. It depends. I suppose what might be sort of a cantaloupe kind of size. Like one of those honeydew ones. Yeah. If it's a full-on watermelon, that's like throwing a small child, isn't it? Wow, that's yeah. She does have an arm there. Well done. Maybe that's why she's sitting sort of awkwardly here. She's got some bison right arm. Anyway, yeah. So there she was. But of course, it does beg a question. What do you need to throw in order to get away with it, or how much does it cost you? I mean, clearly this might have cost her a bit to throw a watermelon. But what about if you were throwing a pair of Slim Jims? How much trouble could you get in for Slim Jims? Well, let's have a look. This Florida woman battered a convenience store with a pair of Slim Jim beef sticks after being accused of shoplifting. So she'd been basically tried to nick a couple of Slim Jims, got stopped, and then tried to batter the person. We've got peperamis in this country, like battering someone with a pepperami. Cops allege that Casey Breezeal, 40, was confronted Monday afternoon by the female victim at the exit doors to the store, which is adjacent to a City Go gas station. Why do we need that detail? We don't need that. The clerk was not injured in the Slim Jim attack. Well, that's all right then, isn't it? I mean, you could get sort of a bit of the, if it's a spicy one, you might get a bit of that in your eye. That might hurt. At least a gentle, tangy sting. I mean, really. But yes, no, battery. So the battery then with thing and resisting a merchant now. It's like resisting arrest, okay, one thing. What if the guy went, oh no, you do not leave yet. Anyway, Brazel is held at the county jail in lieu of $2,650. All right, that's slightly more affordable, isn't it? I was looking at this, just in case you see this pop up, we might click on that. That's an odd one. So anyway, she was also done for convictions of cocaine possession, burglary, trafficking, stolen goods, and theft. So yes, it's sort of a down on that one. So that's quite a bit. But what about if it's slightly smaller? What about the size of a cinnamon roll? Well, cinnamon rolls too. Here we are. Here she is. She doesn't look like a cinnamon roll type, does she? No, she's more of a pasty or a sausage roll. Anyway, so as readers of this site know, says the smoking gun, it's committed to chronicling alleged crimes involving unorthodox weaponry. I love that. Unorthodox weaponry. Here is Anne-Marie Luna. And she threw a cinnamon roll. Somebody, she chucked the food item at the back of the 49-year-old victim. Come on. Victim's head, striking him at the base of the neck. Oh dear, not a nasty neck injury from a cinnamon roll. But you will be relieved to find that this is a lot more affordable than throwing a watermelon or what was the last thing? Whatever the last thing was. Yes, indeed, she was booked in the county jail and released after posting $500. That's far more affordable than your whatever this was, that one, and Slim Jims. So yes, so if you're going to choose Slim Jims aside, cinnamon roll, much more affordable, but it's not the most affordable. Let's see what else we got. Let's go down the scale on tattoo on the neck. Yes, that's of a cinnamon roll or something. It actually looks like who are those? The Insane Clown Posse. They've got that little picture of the man. I forget what they call the collective noun for the Insane Clown Posse people. I forget what they're called, but it looks like they've got that. Might be what it is because the legs look similar, don't they? I think she might be one of those people. Perfectly good way to exactly. And that I like a cinnamon roll. I think that's patisseries. Way to go for breakfast. Absolutely, cinnamon and patisseries. Yeah, I'll take a cinnamon roll over a watermelon. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You certainly know if a watermelon hit the back of your neck, wouldn't you? My good Juggalo. Thank you, Lord Mustard. Good morning to you, sir, by the way, as well. And to you, Cherry DeVille as well. Sorry, I might have missed. If I've missed saying good morning to you, then do excuse me. And Cherry as well. Good morning to you. Good job. So yes, cinnamon roll, 500. But don't worry, if you're slightly more hard up than that one, we could downgrade slightly to here, ravioli. Now, you see, I thought, in my thinking, you may disagree with me, when I was putting these in a sort of a hierarchy of scale leading downwards, I thought definitely ravioli, less bad than cinnamon roll. Cinnamon roll, quite solid. Ravioli, floppy, covered in sauce. So generally speaking, that's more of a comedy item, right? But let's have a look, shall we? Let's see, August 19th, this was just the end of last year, when police arrived at the residence, evidence of the ravioli attack was splattered on the victim. Oh, yes, in the latest food attack plaguing the US. Now, that's a headline that actually is moderately true, isn't it? A 21-year-old woman, angry that her sister would not share the grub she brought home, was arrested on a ravioli battery charge. I don't know how is that funny? I'm not sure. I don't get that. She looks quite pleased with us. Yes, that's the person that's owning the crime. Yes, I raviolied that woman. Yes, indeed. The miffed sister, cops allege, retaliated by throwing a plate of raviolis at his sister. And when a patrolman arrived at the Clearwater property, the victim still had sauce from the raviolis on her. She must have looked like she's been half murdered. Do you imagine all this sort of ravioli sauce all over your face? Yeah, oh my goodness me. You probably thought she was been very much battered to death. But no, it was ravioli. What kind of ravioli? I mean, that's also important. Yeah, if it's a lovely beef ravioli. Or we say salmon and mushrooms is quite mushroom. I hate mushrooms and stuff. Disgusting things. Anyway, she got charged with domestic battery, a misdemeanor. Davis spent the night in jail before being released on Friday afternoon on her own recognizance. And the judges ordered her to have no contact with her sister. There we go. The last part's very nice. The arrest report does not indicate what kind of ravioli was used in the alleged attack, or whether the pasta was covered in tomato, pesto, cheese, or butter-based topping. See, now that's the journalism right there. That's the angle I would have gone for. Well, that's it. Imagine empty cans unopened. I like that. Well, that's very true. It was only ravioli. You know, the ravioli didn't have it. It was the tin. They were definitely the problem. Yes, indeed. But that's not as low as we go. That's not as low as we go. Yeah. Excuse me, I've been raviolied in public. Yes, indeed. But it's not as bad. It's not as low as we can go. Let's go one more. And this woman has, well, we've got two more. It gets two worse or two better, whichever way you look at it. And now this woman's got her own delightful picture. I think she might be a bit crazy. But why don't we read on and see? Now, number one reason why I think that is this looks like she's on the set of like that Steve, you know, you get to throw your chair at the wall thing. You know, not Steve Harvey, it's the other one. Steve, you spend Jerry Springer. It looks like she's on there, number one. Number two is how come she doesn't have the mugshot? She's got this one. Did you contact? Excuse me, if you're going to put a picture out, would you put a nice one? Thank you very much. So here she is. She is delightful there. Anyway, not at all mad. Let's find out, shall we? In January 12th. So this was last year. Prosecutors declined to pursue a felony case against a doctor who was arrested for striking her husband with a handful of bread that she had soaked in water, no less, before throwing them at the 70-year-old victim. Oh, it was 70. Thank you. You've got me. You got me. Steve Wilco. That's it. Wilco is the name of like a shop over here, which is a bit like I don't know, Poundland or I don't know, cheapy Walmart type place, a Dollar Tree. Steve, isn't it though? Steve, the polished ballsack. Quick, come and talk to this PDF file. Usually, it's always that, isn't it? Well, get to make it. I know now that my fine friends is the way to do it. I was, if I had bread in the house, I was actually going to do a test. You know, this is a very scientific thing. Which is easier to cause damage? A normal slice of bread or one sodden in water? Because whilst the sodden in water has a certain amount of weight, it's just going to go squish when it gets there, isn't it? It's just going to, you've got sort of maximum coverage. It's sort of like using a shotgun. You're going to spread that stuff over a wide area, correct? But if you're going to use a slice of bread, you could get some, you could kind of chuck it straight like that. You could get some real accuracy, in the eye. So I'm thinking actually that wasn't the smart. I would have gone maybe stale piece of bread. Yeah, that's like a shuriken, isn't it? Oh, you could probably get some real, like throwing a CD. You ever thrown a CD like that? Oh, yeah, you get some real chest with that. Anyway, so just so we know for your next, yeast-based attack. Ooh, sorry. Heather Neely, 58. Oh, sorry. Was arrested last month for an altercation inside a St. Petersburg, Florida residence. Neely, a licensed psychiatrist, was charged with battery on a person 65 years or older. He's an old man, though. Not granted, he's not that much. So he's only like 12 years her senior. Cops reported that the victim said he was arguing with Neely when she grabbed a handful of bread from the loaf. Then she wet the bread at the kitchen sink with the soggy slices. So what did he do? He just stood there and watched her doing this. It's like, what is she doing? She's taking some bread out. She's now putting. God. The next thing you've been hit in the face by it. Did you not think at any point that this was now going to become a weapon of mass yeasticide? So I was thinking exactly the same thing because I know I've spoken about this before about what would be better in terms of weaponry, one thing or another. And so perhaps I'm going to have to go through a few things actually and see. Yes, we'll have to do that. Should we do some weaponry testing on household goods? Yeah, like that. She definitely had that plan for a while. She did, yeah, exactly. I mean, because to wet a piece of bread might take a couple of seconds. Just sitting there steaming, but you're in the kitchen. Of all the things that you could have decided to grab as the kitchen, bread for the bread. It's like pandas, isn't it? They attack your elbows. But actually, that's quite a smart idea. I was watching these baby pandas being fed by their keeper, whatever, and they were all going for the elbows too. And I suppose it makes sense, isn't it? Because if you can incapacitate, the other animal, by biting the elbows, they can't attack you so much. So I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's not exactly the greatest thing to do in the world, isn't it? Anyway, back to this woman. After being read her rights, Neely, seen on the right here, mental, is reported stating that nothing happened at all. Nothing at all happened, but she couldn't explain the wet bread in the garbage can in the kitchen. Oh, so it didn't hit him that hard. If it's still in kind of like mushy piece. You put it in the sink, wouldn't you? Neely and the man divorced about 8 years ago, but lived together in the home, which Neely purchased after they split. Oh, doesn't that open it up? Doesn't that open it up? There's a whole pile of mental going on here, isn't there? Yes, indeed. Following her collar, judge ordered Neely to have no contact with the victim and to surrender any firearms, weapons, or ammunition she possessed. Well, are you sure you haven't got any bread rolls hanging around, or any pre-made dough? And that's that could be a mass doughage going on. I wonder if those cool sort of things you pop like this, you twist the what's it, and you get the dough out of it. Maybe you're not allowed that. That's probably as bad as one of them sticks, isn't it? Lavender marriage. Is that what they call it? Is that what they call it? Lavender marriage. Oh God, I don't want one of those. Anyway, Neely pleaded not guilty to the battery charge. Was also to be outfitted with the continuous alcohol monitor. Oh dear. What a lovely place. So they've been divorced for 8 years. She's bought the house, but he's living in the house. Oh my goodness, what kind of arsery is going on with an alcohol problem too? What a heavenly place to live. Neely, who was released on her own recognizance after the December 9th confrontation, learned this week that the state attorney had concluded that the facts and circumstances on the matter do not warrant prosecution at this time. No shit, really? Can you imagine dragging that? The judge will throw you out of court, wouldn't they? A random cut in her sleeve. This is very common in the estates in England. Usually they've got a Tweety Pie tattoo or some sort of Warner Brothers tattoo poking out here. Pepe the Pew or something. She would be very Council Estate England, actually, this woman. Needs a tattoo there. Or a Japanese symbol. That was a big in the sort of 90s, wasn't it? The sort of, faded, but a faded tattoo, not a good one. Like a butterfly that's been there for the last 3 decades, that sort of thing. Apologies to you if you've got any of those things. Clearly, I'm just dissing this one. Anyway, let's move on. The no information court notice was docked on Wednesday. There you go. But of course, that isn't the worst of the worst. Let me see. Was that the word? Yes. Now, what if you just want to use the whole damn shop? What if you're not going to stop at that? What if you're going to do it with style? Style. I'm not sure style is the word I'm looking for here, actually. But we're going to pop over to this lady here. She doesn't look like the type, doesn't she? The naked woman in convenience store rampage. Yes, indeedy. Look at her, though. Doesn't she look nice? She looks like a librarian. She doesn't look like the kind of person that's going to do naughty things in public, does she? She's very... I don't know. I've judged her totally wrong. Anyway, a naked woman wielding a sharp-edged vegetable peeler threatened convenience store workers and destroyed a Red Bull display. No way. And then in front of the sheriff's deputies before taken into custody on a variety of criminal charges. Oh, my goodness me. So anyway, she arrived with no clothes on. Well, that's it's supposed to, you want to kind of get it over. You don't want to be sort of like trying to take your trousers off the door, do you? You always get caught on your ankle. Don't you sit there? Do you know when you got the foot half through thing, half taken off, and you didn't, or maybe you didn't take your shoes off? Like, have you tried that? You could always, when I was a kid at school, there's always one gets changed and he's got his shoes stuck in his trousers. And they're like this, trying to pull your trousers off like that, isn't it? That would save that embarrassment. I mean, you wouldn't want to be embarrassed now, would you, when you're naked and mass something or othering in the local thing? Anyway, and she proceeded to topple and break a display of Red Bull and spill cigarettes from a carton she tore. Oh my goodness me, caffeine and nicotine as well. Oh my goodness me. When a police officer arrived at the racetrack, I guess that's this thing over here. I've never known one of those. I would imagine that's sort of a gambling place rather than the other. Barrett was still inside and still without clothes. Prior to being taken into custody, Barrett began in front of deputies. Oh my goodness me! But she said that she was admitted to being intoxicated. That she'd consumed about 6 shots. This is a 6-shotter. This is the trouble you get for 6 shots? What does 10 shots look like? Only 6. I mean, maybe she's teeny tiny. She does look pretty small, doesn't she? I bet this is like one of these ladies that didn't quite crack 5 feet. You know, so bless her. Maybe she's a bit of a lightweight. 6 shots. My goodness me. Battery. Yes, I know. Optical battery as well, perhaps. Yes. Yes. Well, anyway, she was currently being held. This was, when was this? Yeah, it was last year. In the county, her extensive rap sheet includes convictions for battery, prostitution, criminal mischief, and narcotics. Well, who would have thought? Yes, there she was. Unbelievable. So we're gonna skip the Kevin Hart bit. I'm gonna skip that one. I wanted to introduce you to this very interesting article. I'm gonna say interesting. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. Optical assault. Optical abuse. So we're singing in the car the other day. My daughter goes parent abuse, which I thought was amusing, which is good. So this article pops up. Look at this man. He is a stallion of a man. Barry. This is Barry. Let me introduce you to Barry. And he became an air fryer repairman, and now he's drowning in the P word. Yes, indeed. You can look. This man right here, I don't know if you can see that. It sort of looks like someone's put Lego on a thumb. And yes, indeed. And of course, but the problem with this article, it is, you think, oh my goodness, can they really be doing this? And then you start to read it, and then you think, no, this is a joke article. Let me read it to you. Barry Partridge hopes that the air fryer fad proves to be more than a passing whim. Because not only do the trendy kitchen gadgets pay his bills, they're also put a rocket in his sex life. Barry, 47, said, I was a virgin. Really. Let's just remember. Let's just regale ourselves. Yes, I was I got the wrong way. Sorry. Yes, I was a virgin before I came an air fryer repairman. Straight up, none of the ladies were even remotely interested in me. But the hairdressers were. I know, aren't they calling them Edgars or something now? If GSP is out there, is that what you call an Edgar? Does it a bowl cut thing? Although I don't think this is anything in it. But anyway, it was then the next bit comes in, and I'm like, okay, right, well, I'm off the story now. But now I'm honestly drowning in the P word. Honestly, I'm beating off the fanny with a shitty stick. No. Any publication that is going to be using that kind of a language in their article, I call fake. Yes, particularly on this one, the wording, it's terrible. It's clearly a fake article. But can you, dear viewer, also spot a fake article when you see one? Well, we're about to find out as I give you some delightful stories. And we're going to see, I love a good quiz. We're going to see, is story true or false? Here we are. Here is first story. Pens and buzzers. As if this was actually didn't have such a massive delay, I would actually have buzzers. And you'd go, or something like that. And you could go in the chat, but there's such a delay. Anyway, so I'll take a sip of this quickly. I'm planning ahead. I'm going to sit. So here is the headline. Pennsylvania couple left shocked after dog eats $4,000 in cash. Video or it's a lie. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm with you. Yes. So let's see. Dog ate my homework. A statement that rings loud around classrooms up and down. But did one couple's dog take a step further and eat $4,000 in cash? Well, that's not really the most unbelievable thing. I would say that it's probably real. It's in the grounds of reasonability. People leave cash lying around. I'm with that. Yeah, okay. Let's go real. Yeah, I did start. Stupid. This is real. Choose. There we go. Good. It's working. I thought, it's not working. That's going to do me for the last couple of minutes. Yes, it's real. Pennsylvania couple Clayton and Carrie Law made a real dog's dinner of their finances after $4,000 in cash, which they left on the kitchen counter, was eaten by their dog, Cecil. Oh, I love the name. Cecil. Cecil the dog. Good job. Clayton and Carrie. Because it's going to have a C word, though. Clayton and Carrie, you... Wow. Yeah, I'd be like, wow, too. Yeah, you would follow the dog around. You don't know how much that shit's worth. Anyway, next. Right. Taylor Swift. Who cares? What is she doing? Anyway, Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez. Who cares and who cares? Caught gossiping about Kylie Jenner and who gives a fucking who's this? Timothy Chalamet? Who I don't care about these people straight away. They're all awful awards, aren't they? With a bear of I don't even care. Fake, God knows. Go on. Oh, we got it right. Oh no, it's fake. Yeah, we are. Who cares? Bloody grandmother. Here we go. This is better. this is a better story. It's about a grandmother left dangling 7 foot upside down after getting stuck in shop shutters. I've seen the video for this. This is a true one. It literally, she's standing there waiting for the shop to open. If you haven't seen it, and the shutters to the shop go up, and it kind of catches her in her little wheelie basket thing as she gets lifted up by her ass very slowly. So this is true. I have seen this. This is a real one. Yes, indeed. There it was. Bless her. Anne Hughes, 71. She's been dubbed Super Anne. And 21 million people have watched her do it. There's a delight, isn't it? Bruno Mars allegedly owes 50 mil in a gambling debt. Probably, yes. Who cares? Oh, no, it's fake. No, he doesn't. Who cares? Let's see. Yeah, there we are. This is the news that the London Eye was dismantled in March ahead of a move to the Scottish Highlands. True. Well, I can quite glad you tell you no, that's fake as anything. That's quite a good picture, though. Is that what? But yeah, they wouldn't take it down like that, though, would it? It looks like someone's just fallen over. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see what else. You better give us some bloody good news, or I'm going somewhere else. Eiffel Tower. Water slide. No, these are bollocks, aren't they? Right. Don't worry, you people. I have a backup plan. Yes, indeed. And backup plan, of course, came courtesy of the Smoking Gun, which where I've been, and one of my favorite websites to be at. So we're going to pop over there for a different quiz. That one was crap, wasn't it? I try not to do the quizzes first because otherwise I'll know the answers. But then I don't know if the quiz is any good. So do excuse me. But I have backup plan. Let's pop over here. I love a good quiz about mugshots. Here we are. Now, we did score a 5 out of 5 the other day. But if we can get 3 or more, it's a success, generally speaking, with these things. So what we need to do is match the arrestee with their alleged weapon. Let me just move that so you can see what we've got. There we go. So left to right, we've got a hammer. We've got cat food. I don't know. I'm not even going to think twice. Yes. We have an acoustic guitar. We've got a strimmer. I guess a weed whacker. You guys got it, and some huggies. Lovely. So there we have it. The cat food. There's no question. No question. So let's have a look. The weed whacker man. And, you know, he's got gardener on him. So I'm thinking he's going to be your garden man. He doesn't need to look like a gardener. I don't know why. I'm getting gardener vibes. I bet I'm wrong. I bet he was like playing the guitar or something, doing a bit of busking, and then someone come and told him he was crap, so he hit him with it. Oh no, actually, I bet here we go. Busker, maybe. Oh, I don't know. Oh, actually, weed whacker. He's the busker. He's the hammer. He's the. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, I don't know because yeah, maybe he's. I don't know. See, I think he looks. Oh, hello. I think it might be that. Wait, go away. How do I do this? There we go. Wonderful. But then why would he have huggies? That doesn't make sense either. I get gardener from the fat guy. Okay, let's go back there then. Oh, what is it? There we are. Gardener from. Yeah, he's also huggies. I'm not happy with the huggies. I don't. Why would he have? I mean, obviously, if you're going visiting the kids or something, you know. I don't know. Let's leave him with that. He must be the bus. No, I think he's the busker, doesn't he? He kind of looks like, you know, he sort of thinks he's, I don't know, Mick Jagger. It is having some more children. Right, let's have a look, shall we? Everybody wrong. 0. That's not uncommon. That's still average score for this. You were right. When did I? Oh no, sorry. So the gardener was the gentleman there. Maybe he was a gardener hugging. Oh, the woman was the hammer. Blimey. Yeah, and he was. My goodness me. There you go. What a bombshell to drop on you final thing. So that will be it for the end of me today. I'm off to do the rest of my 90-day fiance video. It's looking good. I've got this amazing Gino and the Hat scene coming up. I'm hoping you're going to like that. Also dropping this evening will be the next song I've finally finished. The next AI song it is, of course, sorry. I tried to hold it in, which will be delightful. So that'll be dropping over the weekend and the other episodes. So do please stay tuned for that. I'll do some. So I'm going to get some reality back in. I'm hemorrhaging subscribers as we go. I think people aren't appreciating this coffee and the Manor thing, but I like it. So we'll do it to death, right? Anyway, so I'm going to do that. You can do this to have a lovely weekend. Yes, you have a great weekend too. Please do like, subscribe, share a little faddle with your knobs, and I'll hopefully then see you Monday. For more craziness and offbeat news and reviews and things you never knew you needed to know. There we go.